Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the power. Screw green bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name's Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. I'm joined alongside my lovely co-pilots. I got Mr. Green Bean to my this way. I got Mr. Matt O'Leary to my that way. Bean, how you doing tonight?
I don't think I say how much I appreciate that you say lovely co-hosts enough. I want to say that publicly. That's a wonderful thing to say about O'Leary and myself, and I'm grateful to be here with you now that I've acknowledged that.
O'Leary, how about you? How you doing tonight?
2 in a row. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. Fuck Drake May. Fuck Drake May.
We're back, baby. Jets on a 2-game win streak. Draft be damned. Doesn't matter. Boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to get into our t-shirt, jersey giveaway at the end of this show, hit that like button. We're going to be picking a qualifier for every, what are we doing, 10 or 25 likes? For a bunch of likes, we're going to pick qualifiers.
10.
And then for every super chat that comes in, you get in as well. And then if you want to get in and you're not watching the show, leave a timestamp comment down below from your favorite parts in the show, and you'll get entered into next week's t-shirt, jersey, pillow, mug giveaway. We got some football to talk, boys and girls. Jets had a game this week. Studs. Jets win 27-20 over the Cleveland Browns in a game, not going to lie, kind of wacky. When's the last time you won a game with a quarterback getting 60 yards? It's crazy. It's unreal. It doesn't make any sense. We had back-to-back return touchdowns. You had a 99-yard kick return, and then you had a 74-yard, R.I.P. Nick Mangold, 74-yard punt return touchdown right after the Jets shut down the Browns with a 3-and-out. So I don't know
was
how
it really
often,
74 yards?
74 yards, unless they changed and updated the number. But yeah, it was 74.
Breece Hall had 7.4 yard average the week before, too. This is getting nuts.
This is great. I love it. Got to have the big guy looking over us. But dude,
it's amazing.
Has any team ever had back-to-back kick return touchdowns? Like, does anyone know this answer?
I don't know off the top of my head. Don't know.
So I saw two separate things. I saw something that said this is the first time in NFL history that a team had two consecutive plays be returns for touchdowns, right? Punt return and kick return for touchdowns. Then I saw something that said it was since 1950 that's happened.
Wow.
So we would be
Pre-NFL.
the third team. Two other teams. So I don't know. There's always some nuance, right? Like there's something about it. Like, it's a punt and then or kick return, then a punt return. The other one was a punt return and a kick or something like that. Either way, we watched history, baby.
Crazy. Absolutely nuts. My buddy was coming back from, he was running a marathon up in Boston, so he didn't get to watch. So we're talking. I'm like, he's like, dude, Jets are winning. Jets wind up winning. I'm like, do you happen to look at stats? I know stats don't necessarily matter. All that matters is the win column, right? But I think we're going to have a pretty interesting discussion throughout the chat tonight on Justin Fields and should he be starting at all. I don't think, do we have confirmation on who the Jets are going to start yet for Thursday? Or are we still going into this like blind like the last two games?
He knows.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to ask Rich.
Got to ask Rich. He knows everything. We'll get into that conversation with Glenn talking about the injury report and whatnot. But Justin Fields, he was 5 of 10 for 12 yards until Breece Hall ripped off a 42-yard screen. Like, how on earth do you justify starting this man any more games? Like, my only rationale that I could come up with is that Tyrod Taylor is eventually, within a game or two, going to get hurt, and you're going to have to go back to Fields anyway. Like, that is like the only possible thing that I could come up with in my head, because this is just getting painful to watch. But Will McDonald had 4 sacks, so we got some positives to take away from this game. And it looks like the team's still fighting, which is always a positive. Yep. We don't have, this is 2 weeks in a row of no Sauce, no Quinnen, and got 2 wins because of it. Not because of it, but in spite of it. So, Lear, you want to throw it to you? What were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it was a little bizarre, right? Offensively, they struggled for most of it. Breece Hall put the team on his back offensively for the second game in a row. And, you know, special teams matters is one of my main takeaways. They had 2 touchdowns, as we've been talking about, the kick return from 𝐒𝐭𝐿, who's like healthy once every 6 weeks, but returns a kick anytime he's healthy. It's awesome. Get him on the field more if we can. And how about Isaiah Williams proving us all wrong, right? Like, he's been really good the last couple of weeks. I'm happy for him after the tough start that he's had. Defense, I thought, played mostly well, right? The 6 sacks in total, 4 from Will McDonald. He had 3 in the first half. And I thought the coaching overall did a pretty good job. So it wasn't necessarily pretty, but a win is a win is a win. And right now, I think you'll take just about anything from this team to show that the coaching staff has something positive.
Green Bean, how about you? How'd you feel watching that game?
Well, it was a weird game. But here's the thing I want to tell everybody. There is no right, wrong, way to win. There's not a better way or a worse way, And I need to say this too. This idea that, it's not a big deal. The fucking Bengals have the worst defense in the league, or it's not a big deal. It's Dylan Gabriel or whatever his name is. Gabriel Lane.
Yo, he's straight booty cheeks.
He's terrible. This is our weight class, dude. Like, this is it. Who are we? We came into the Bengals game with 0 wins, the only winless team in the NFL, with a coach who 9 out of 10 Jets fans were screaming one and done. We wanted to fire him, fire Muji, all this kind of shit. Who are we supposed to be? What are we? How can we be mad at the way we win or who we're beating at this point? For God's sakes, people, so let me just get that off my chest. Like, please, can we cut it out? The thing is this, I was just delighted that the Jets had a kick return go all the way back to the scoring place, the end zone. Oh, yay. He ran all the way down the field and he scored. And then our next play, we did it again on a punt return. 2 separate guys, 2 separate plays, 2 types of plays, one being a kick return, one being a punt return. I thought that was amazingly exciting on a week when the quarterback clearly wasn't there to play good football. He just wasn't into it. He wasn't doing that. Other guys on the offense really did come to play. I hope we spend some time on the offensive line and Breece Hall, which I'm sure we will. But it's like some guys came to play, the quarterback not so much. So you got to find ways to win. I was delighted that other guys, other units decided, you know what? Let's go kick some ass today. Let's take advantage of this mismatch. Let's fucking punch this guy in the face. And I thought it was fun. It sucks to watch your team with 0 passing game, but it really is nice to see our bell cow running back, which, by the way, this is kind of the first time that we're using him in that capacity. And look what's happened. We've talked about it 100 times on this stream, that he's always had to kind of share duty, right? Whether it was Dalvin Cook or Michael Carter or, Braylon Allen or whoever, it's always some sort of thing. There's some committee thing that we're doing. Right now, the last few weeks, it's been Breece out front. Sure, Isaiah Davis is getting his touches. Sure, we're still mixing things in, but Breece is clearly the running back of the team. And look at the results that we're getting. So I think it's awesome that that's happening. Guys, I had a hootenanny. I had a blast. My power went out. Most of my stream, Ryan, I was a talking bubble. Like I couldn't, I had no power, my everything. It was the best. We had the best time ever. And like Matt O'Leary beautifully said, 2 in a row, baby. And I'm in. We haven't had a Jets loss to bitch about in 3 weeks. Amazing.
Feels good. Feels good. You guys mentioned special teams matters. Jets rank first in special teams DVOA with an 11.5%. The gap between the Jets and fourth place is larger than the gap between fourth place and 26th. The Jets phase ranks in DVOA first in field goal extra point, first in kick return, second in punting, fifth in punt return, 11th in kickoff. Jets absolutely dominating the special teams game. And then Greenbean mentioned the offensive line. Myles Garrett finished with just 2 pressures and 1 sack and a 58.2 Pro Football Focus pass rush grade in Week 10. It was the lowest pass rush grade of the season and his second lowest single game grade over the last 6 years. Garrett was matched up with Olu Fashanu for 34 of his 42 defensive snaps, Armand Membu for the other 8. Both these two only allowed 1 sack and 2 pressures. I'm pretty sure Garrett was coming off a 4 or 5 sack performance from the week before. Like
5 sacks the week before.
Whoo. Look at the young guns showing out. Matt, what'd you think of the special teams? What'd you think of the offensive linemen showing out?
Yeah, the downfall of Olu Fashanu was maybe written a little bit too early there. He played really well. No surprise, Armand Membu also played really well. I'm sure we'll get to it, but I have to bring it up while we're on the talking point of the offensive line. At the end of the game where they got the Browns to jump offside and the entire offensive line is just celebrating, I was genuinely cackling on my couch watching that, because that is something that happens to the Jets so many times. Like, I have seen that happen against the Jets. I can't tell you how many times. And to be on the right side of history for it was spectacular. Everyone in the world, except the Cleveland Browns, knew the Jets were not snapping that ball. They were either going to run it down to 1 second on the play clock, take the timeout and punt, or take the delay of game and they'll just have McNamara punt it from 5 yards further back. And they get them to jump offside and win the game. So good on the coaching staff to put the offense out there. I don't know if week 3 Aaron Glenn is doing that. I think he might just, all right, punt team, you're out there, and punt it away. So overall, I don't have any complaints about the offensive line. They were clearing holes for Breece Hall all day. And I thought Breece was really good and fighting for, tough yardage all day, grinding it out.
Those 2 penalties, like, not even just the offsides penalty. The offsides penalty was great with Membu dancing and everything, and everyone's having a great time. But like the defensive holding when it was second or third and 25 after the Browns almost took the handoff right out from Breece's hands almost. I was like, oh geez, that felt very Jets loss of the Browns, and it felt good, as Matt said, to be on the right side of that. Bean, what'd you think of special teams? What'd you think of the O-line?
Well, yeah, like you said, I love how you said the right side of history for once, right? Like, Matt, you know what one stands out? You guys remember it was against the Buffalo Bills.
Mosley.
CJ Mosley, dude. And it's crazy because that game, it was like a game for first place. And we were in, that was the difference. It was that ended up leading to points before the half or something like that. And it was that ended up being the difference. Like CJ Mosley jumping over the line. Just like Ryan said, we've seen it so many times. From the other side of things. And look, it's the special teams touchdowns, we're not going to see that every week, but we are the number 1 special teams unit in the NFL. Okay. So it's not as fluky as, it could be. It just happens to be that we have a really good unit that happens to be performing very, very well. And remember Irv Charles? Remember that guy? For 2 years, he was like this. We haven't seen him in what feels like forever. It's been a couple of years now. He's technically still on the team, but boy, oh boy, did we find a bunch of young guys that can fill, the special teams ace kind of role. Stiggers comes to mind out front, but Nwangu and Isaiah Williams, man, dude, these guys are electric. I am of the school of thought. Lock these guys up, man. This is it doesn't have to be a fluky thing. Do you guys remember Devin Hester? I think it was Devin. Do you guys remember him?
We got
Yeah,
a
I don't
super
remember
chat in there
guys.
too that we'll talk about
Yeah, I
in
don't.
too. Just a
He's
second.
kind of cuspy. I don't know if he was before you or, but he was so good, dude. He was like the best in the NFL. And
Him
it
and Dante
seemed
Hall like back to back were just
I love
absolutely
Dante Hall.
outrageous.
Yeah. But like, Hester, it felt like every other week he was returned. Now it wasn't obviously it wasn't that much, but that's what it felt like when you're watching, Chris Berman, at ESPN late at night. He could go all the way. It seemed
Rumbling,
like every
bumbling,
week.
stumbling.
Like, and that's the thing. Like when you have guys, and you guys hear me bitch about this, I'm not alone, but I bitch about the, like in the draft, how we don't focus on special teams, whether it's using a draft pick on a kicker or a return guy, like actually taking one of these late round picks and seeing somebody like that's his skill set and just, dude, commit and get like a real talent in that role. I think if you do that, this fluky kind of thing doesn't have to be as fluky as it has been for us. You can be a threat every time that somebody is punting it to you or kicking off to you. It's not just something like, let's just take an undrafted free agent guy and stick him in there. And that's what we've been doing for a long time. And I think, having these two guys, I would like to see them locked up because they've been good before that too. They're just popping off in this game, but we've seen the potential there the whole time. Now the offensive line, dude, what did we hear before going into this game, right? That's why it's so funny with me. Oh, it's just the Cleveland Browns all week. Remember on our Talkin' Jets thread, T-Go out front. There's no way the Jets are beating the Browns. The defense is going to feast. They're going to destroy us, blah, 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 blah. And out front of that was Myles Garrett, right? And I think rightfully so, dude. The guy's a demon. Like was said, he had 5 sacks the week before. He comes and plays the 1-7 Jets coming off a bye with a victory, by the way, which also isn't something that we like to do, win after bye weeks, which is nice. But he comes in and we all but neutralize him with our young bookend tackles. Dude, Fashanu is in his second year. Armand Membu is a rookie, and we took care of business. This is a serious, serious statement, man. And this offensive line, if this can continue, the fact that Justin Fields is playing so piss poorly is such a frustrating thing because Breece and with Isaiah, even though Braylon Allen is hurt, Breece and Isaiah Davis are formidable. They're badasses. You look at our young tight end and Mason Taylor, dude, he's got all the potential that you want. If somebody could get in the ball, you could see that he's just, he's waiting to pop off as well. We have everything again. And we don't have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's not what we're saying. But we have talent all over the place. The offensive line, if they can continue, dude, they're new. Imagine these guys with 3, 4, 5 years together as a unit. Tippmann in the middle and whoever else we're going to figure out, plays in there. But it's exciting, man. It's exciting stuff. And I don't think we're going to the Super Bowl this year. It's not what I'm saying. But it's exciting to see this kind of stuff start happening because Myles Garrett is a certifiable fucking badass. And our young tackles certifiably took care of business against him. That's a big, big deal.
Hell yeah.
I love it. Boys and girls, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in here. We're going to get some super chats, talk a little ball. James comes in with the 10 spot, says, remember Dante Hall, early 2000s with the Chiefs, Deshaun Jackson, Devin Hester, and even Leon Washington and Brad Smith with Westhoff. Why can't we win with great special teams and good D, run the ball well, and don't turn over impact plays every week? The Jets had a really nice run for a bit there. There was like Justin Miller, Chad Morton, Santana Moss, Brad Smith, Leon Washington. Like the list goes on and on. The Jets were really, really formidable in terms of special teams through like the early 2000s through like 2012 or 13, whenever we moved off of Washington and Smith and all those guys. Yeah. Hey, look, special teams is important. We're like proof positive of that. Not just your field goal kicker, but your punter being able to change field position like that. Dude, Austin McNamara might be going to the Pro Bowl. This dude's an absolute stud. Love
Best
it.
in the league.
Yeah.
Great. Dude, how pissed were we when we got rid of what's his name? I fucking even forgot his name.
Morstead.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we were mad. I was like, come on, why do they gotta come? We have one good guy and they get rid of him. I was upset. This kid and having him young, dude, getting him, because Morstead, the rub was that he was, he's in the twilight age of his career. Still great and all, but it's nice to get a guy like this early. Locke, why can't we be the team that has the field goal kicker and the punter for 15 years? Just find your guy and keep him, right?
Let's make it happen. I want to see it. James throws in another super chat in there. Says players need to see the fruits of the labor, which means they want to win and are actually trying to win. So cut the shit with the tank mentality. Yeah, look, for all the fans out there that are like doom and gloom about the draft picks or anything, we've had really high picks in the past and it hasn't panned out. I am okay with enjoying the wins and just seeing where the chips fall. We have so many damn draft picks. If we see a quarterback that we want, we can go get him. Whether it's a trade for a veteran or a draft pick in the draft, I'm okay with wherever the chips may fall. I think we're probably going to end up in that 4 to 6 range, all things said and done. I think I see 2 more wins on the Jets schedule. I think between the Dolphins, the Jaguars, I'm missing 2 in there. Dolphins, Jaguars, Saints, and Falcons. I think we'll find a way to get 2 wins of those 4. That would be my guess. Matt, what do you say to the people that are, either doom and gloom tank or I know we say don't tell fans how to fan, but what's your mentality right now?
Don't get too high on the wins and don't get too upset because they won, right? Like, I think you got to find a middle ground on this. And, I get it. Like, the fans who want the number 1 pick, they aren't bad Jet fans. In their mind, they think what's best for this team is to get the best available prospect. Unfortunately, the number 1 pick doesn't guarantee shit, right? Like, and we were all victim to it. In 2020, we wanted to tank. That's really the only time that I could say that I was actively rooting for the tank, because I hated Adam Gase. It felt like they had no direction. Like, everything was bad. He was going to get fired. It wasn't, with a rookie quarterback that you could root for and say, oh, I hope he, shows us some signs going into year 2. It wasn't the first year of a head coach like Aaron Glenn or Robert Saleh in 2021. But Trevor Lawrence goes 1 overall. Guy stinks. He's not any good. All right. He's maybe at best middle of the pack quarterback, but he has 1 season in his career with a passer rating over 90. He's gotten worse since his 2nd season in the league. It doesn't guarantee anything, man. Like, you just got to be able to find your guy no matter what. We've seen quarterbacks taken still in the 1st round, but 4th overall, 6th overall, 10th. Lamar Jackson, last pick of the 1st round. There's other ways to find your franchise quarterback than just being like, we got to go 0-17 and get the number 1 pick. Otherwise, we have no shot. I don't agree with that logic.
Joe the Jet comes in and says, we need to trade up for a quarterback. I'm tired of waiting. I'm cool with trading up. I have no problem. If they see the guy they want, go up and get him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to hoard all the assets we have and just stick and pick. I think it depends where we ultimately shake out to. I feel like in my mind right now, the compensation of picks that I'd be willing to part with this year, I feel like both first this year and a second next year feels like comfortable to me. It's just a matter of, I guess, how far you need to go up and who you're going up for. But Green Bean, I'll throw it to you. Do you like the idea of trading up for a quarterback? Are you okay with that? Or are you more stick and pick, wait till next year, some other option?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd rather not have to, you know what I mean? I mean, it would be, a little bit anticlimactic if you make all these trades and then you have to give half of it away just to move up, because you won a couple of games late in the season. But that's not what this is, guys. Like, let me just tell you something. It's one thing if we have 2 wins going into the last 3 games of the year and we decide to win 2 of them. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking aggravating and frustrating. Dude, we have going into this game, we have 9 games left. We're halfway through. Rooting for 9 straight weeks of piss poor, losing foot that sucks to do. And by the way, don't forget, we're doing something else at the same time right now. We're trying to figure out if this fucking guy, Aaron Glenn, is worth a shit. You know what I mean?
That matters
So,
too.
Oh yeah.
That's a right. That's an important piece to this too. So I'm really rooting, whether or not you like Aaron Glenn, which by the way, again, is really bizarre to me how venomous the people are toward him. I don't get it. Like I'm in a conversation right now in the chat with Anthony Rizzi, and he's like, his problem is that Aaron Glenn is immature with the media. Like the truth is, I really don't give a shit. The New York media is notoriously dramatic and childish and negative, and I don't care. But I don't care one way. Do I like it? Not particularly. I don't care that he's not telling them who's the starting quarterback. But why do I give a shit? Like that's not enough either way, right? So I think it's really important to focus on this. The team is still playing for him. He just got rid of 3 guys that have been here since, Michael Carter's been here since 2021. Sauce, obviously, 2022. Quinnen Williams has been here since 2008-19, I think it was, the 2019 draft. These guys, and they were huge figures in the locker room and for this team. They were all 3 of them considered pillars just last year. Just last year, they were considered 3 mainstay pillars, all of whom had relatively recent contract extensions, right? So we just got rid of those guys, and not for nothing, benched our 2 starting linebackers in the last couple weeks as well. Guess who happened to have all their best games? Sherwood and Quincy had their best fucking games of the season after being benched. The Jets have popped off 2 wins without Sauce Gardner on the field. So, like, this is something, man. We're looking at a team that's playing for a young coach. So, like, that's rooting for losses right now. You guys know I'm on Team Tank at the end of every friggin' year. I'm always on Team Tank at the end of the year. But right now, I can't do it. Technically speaking, we're not out of it. So there's that, right? Long shot, to be sure. But we're not out of it. So there's that. But the other thing is, man, I just can't root for 9 more weeks of misery. I can't do it. I just can't do it. So I think it would suck to have to use those picks, but let's say Mendoza's the only guy for us. He's going number 1 overall, right? I actually watched a good video by Ian, Jet Central, today, and he was saying the same thing. He can't see right now another player that's worthy of that number 1 overall pick. Like if he comes into the draft, he's the number 1 overall pick. So if the Jets are at pick 6 and he's the only guy that's worth, you're gonna have to trade up to get him. So are you willing to do? I think if he's the guy, then just do it. You know what I mean? Then just get it done. So I'd rather not have to do that, Ryan. But if I have to, I'm not against doing it either. I think it's time to stop playing games, man. It's time to stop fucking around. Let's just get our damn quarterback. We got the line. We got running backs. We got Garrett Wilson. We might even have A.D. Mitchell. Who knows how he ends up? You know what I mean? We got people. We got Mason Taylor. Let's go fucking get a quarterback that can actually throw the football, for fuck's sake.
Joe the Jet says, we don't know what the quarterback class in 27 is going to look like. Yeah, if a bunch of guys go back to school this year, so they're not coming out in the 26 draft, there's going to be a stacked 27 class. Like, we don't know who's going to be there or not, because last year, this time, people were thinking Allar, Klubnik, Nussmeier. None of those guys remotely in the conversation for the top part of this draft. Right. So, yeah, it could totally switch and be totally different next year. Weege comes in here, says, I was there Sunday, and even with the offense, the stadium still had great energy. So glad to win for Nick and his family. Grateful to have that shirt, too. That shirt that the Jets gave out was awesome. Really nice shirt. I hope they make it available on the website, because I would totally scoop one up.
I didn't know. So that was like they gave that like they do the flags?
They gave them out, yeah. So everyone got one going in. Yeah,
I thought you could buy it.
Yeah, if they let it out there, I would go for it. By the way, still got Matt's link in the description down below if you want to buy some shirts and Mangold gear to help support National Kidney Foundation. Josh comes in the chat, says, so following up on last time the team started 2-7, the last team that started 2-7 to make the playoffs was Washington football team back in 2020, first in the NFC East at 7-9, still alive. I don't think we're going to be able to win that in our current division. The Patriots and the Bills look like they are too good. Although the Bills got thumped by the Dolphins this week, so who knows? Any given Sunday, right? Our streak, we always said streak starts with 1. Now we got 2. We're going on a short week into Foxborough. Stranger things have happened. Look, I'm not going to be predicting a win or nothing, but short week, funky things happen in division rival games. So who knows? Maybe Justin Fields plays like week 1 Justin Fields, and we don't get, or maybe Tyrod starts, and then we wind up having some offense. We'll see. James comes in and says players need to. Oh nope, already did that one. Sorry. Wyatt says, what if the Jets never lose again? This is the type of thinking we need, Wyatt. This is
Wyatt.
Correct. This is how fanatics need to feel.
Yeah. Wyatt was dropping that shit in the Beanbagger Discord. I saw it earlier, dude. He's like, right? Like, hey, why not? What if we just never lose again?
Just flip the script. Be absolutely fantastic. Sorless comes in and says, if you're not with us at 0-7, don't be with us at 10-7. Keep stacking wins and build that culture. Love seeing Glenn learning and growing as a coach. Yeah, I feel like Greenby mentioned it earlier, but there is like no greater thing that we could come away from this season than feeling confident that Aaron Glenn can be the coach for the foreseeable future. Like that is by far and away one of the most critical things that could come from this season. So I love it. I love it, Sorless. Lou comes in the chat, says, I'm going to New England trying to find a Jets tailgate. Please help. Please, you have you watched Cole Payton quarterback? Wow. I have not watched Cole Payton. What team does Cole Payton play for? Do we know? Let's see. I'm going to go to the big board on
North Dakota State.
North Dakota State.
A little Trey Lance, Carson Wentz action.
You know what? This is the guy Dom was talking about. Dom said we should watch this guy. So I got to sit down and watch a little bit. He said this is was it the closest thing to Josh Allen without it like he didn't want to overhype the dude, but like a very fun quarterback to watch. As far as going to New England to find a Jets tailgate, if you saw any of the videos of MetLife Stadium for a home game this past weekend, it might be tough to find a tailgate for the Jets at a Jet home game, let alone in New England, dude. I would say bring some extracurriculars with you to make sure you are taken care of. I don't know what it looks like up in New England. Bean, you ever go up to New England for a game at all?
Nope.
No,
but I've been. Remember when I was in my RV? I was in New England for like maybe 2.5, almost 3 months. Like I was in Connecticut a little bit, but then I was in like Massachusetts and Vermont and New Hampshire and Maine. Like I was up there at Massachusetts for like a long time, and I was driving around. You guys remember my truck had the big green bean fucking face like that?
Oh yeah.
Logo. Can you see it? Yeah. But I had that thing on the back of my truck driving. Let me tell you something. I didn't go to a game, but I was constantly. I was telling you, I was getting DMs on my. Remember the one guy I told you every fucking day he would tell me stop speeding, a New England fan, on my DMs. I see you, stop speeding, you fucking with your stupid New York Jets attitude driving through our calm, quiet town, like that kind of shit.
I would have did a burnout in front of his house.
Oh,
yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like a speed limit guy. I mean, not really, but I guess not.
10 over. You're good at 10.
Yeah,
over.
10 over. I know how to do it. You know what I mean, Matt?
Flow of traffic.
But
Flow
anyway,
traffic.
yeah, I never been to a game. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to go to a game up there. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound fun to me.
Nah.
Lou, I think you're gonna have a tough time. Lou was in Miami too, or Tampa, right, Lou? Lou's all over the joint.
I love watching people go all over the place. This is great. Good job, Lou. Supporting the cause.
Lou's the badass.
Brian Bourne drops a 10 spot in there. Thank you so much, dude. It says positive of tanking is a first overall pick, but then no one in free agency will want to come to a tanking team. Everything has consequences. Love you guys. Go Jets. Yeah, there's things that have ripple effects. It's not just people in free agency not wanting to come here, but it's also players wanting to stay here. It's guys and like the morale within the locker room. Like it's nice to see guys fighting for Glenn. I think that is a very important thing to see. Matt, anything you want to add to the mindset that maybe comes with tanking and earning the number one overall pick versus, winning and just sort of trying to build culture?
If you want to tank, don't be upset when this team doesn't know how to win games, right? Like we go every year, we're like, oh, they gotta learn how to win. And then we get to week 6. It's like, they got to lose out now. It's like, well, you can't have it both ways, dude. Like, the light switch isn't just going to go on at some point. You need to see incremental progress. And that's kind of my hope, right? You go 1-7 into the bye, out of the bye. If they, they win a couple of games, so be it, right? Like, I don't think they're going to magically end up like 15th, which, not in the playoffs and like the worst draft position you could be for not in the playoffs. This is probably still a team that's going to pick even the best case, most optimistic scenario, top 6 in the NFL draft. Should be able to do some damage with the 6th overall pick.
Cashmere comes in and says, what free agents should the Jets target in 2026? I mean, since Baltimore probably isn't going to franchise Linderbaum, I would totally look at Linderbaum as a potential option to bring in. But as far as like potential realistic options, there's a linebacker from, I think it's Anzalone, that's a free agent from the Lions, I think might be an interesting snag for the New York Jets. Jets are going to need some linebacker help. I think they're going to try and remake that room. We'll obviously try to draft a guy at some point too, but I'm cool with bringing in some guys either from the Lions or from the Broncos, to round out some of our roster. Guys that Muji has scouted before, guys that Glenn has worked with before. But my like apple of my eye, if I had to have one thing, give me the 2 tackles on either end, Tippmann at guard, and then Linderbaum at center would just be absolutely gushing.
I like that.
Matt, what would your thoughts be? Any free agents that you're kind of sniffing around that you would like to see?
I like yours. I think that's a good one. I was gonna throw Alec Pierce out there for mine, wide receiver from the Colts, 6'3", jump ball artist, right? Like maybe Adonai Mitchell turns into that for the Jets, but Pierce a little bit more proven. Had 800 yards last year, has almost 600 yards in 8 games, 585. Is a deep threat. Led the league in yards per reception last year and is leading the league in yards per reception this year. Push the ball down the field, give your young quarterback a target that can go up and catch the football deep down the field.
Bean, what about you? Free agent target that the Jets should look at in 2026?
Yeah, I don't know. I like what you guys are saying. I'll be honest with you. I just really haven't even thought about that, like in the slightest. So I don't really know. I will say I would love to see, just like you guys are kind of fishing, like Simpson. Let me just say this. Did you guys see that Baldy did a little clip of Breece Hall?
Oh,
like
it was awesome.
That little hop step. Did you guys see that one with Schwessinger right in his face? The other piece of that clip that didn't really get as much talk about is John Simpson got positively spun, which is the reason there were 2 guys in Breece's face. Like, Simpson hasn't been playing all that well. I like him. He's on, this is the last year of his contract. I just don't know. Like, if we have these ideas that we're going to build this dominant O-line. Like, so you got the bookends and you got Tippmann, whatever he's going to be, center or guard. I like him at guard. I say go center. They're cheaper. They're easier to get, more spots in the draft. So whatever. But we got Tippmann in the middle. And then you got 2 question marks. Is it center? Is it guard? Simpson would be an easy fix and he's okay, but I think he's the weak link. So I'm not 100% on re-signing him. So I think that's an area I'd like to see them go, to shoot for in free agency. Figure out whatever it is that Tippmann's going to be and keep him there, right? The versatility is great. In a pinch, he could do whatever. But is he a guard or is he a center? You know what I mean? So I think it could only aid him, into really becoming like an all-pro level or Pro Bowl level guy at that position if he knows what he is. And he could just be that, and we do that. So I just want to see this offensive line fixed. Young guy, like here's my fear. You bring in a young quarterback, you got this great offensive line, but then you decide to go with a rookie's 4th round pick for your guard, and he takes time. And then so you have this weak link in the middle of your line, or you bring Simpson in, and the quarterback is still getting that interior pressure like the eyes. It's just not a place I want to fuck around anymore. We got most of the line built. Make sure that there's no weak link on it. So when this kid gets here, that's taken care of. His line, his protection's intact, his running game's intact, and he's got legitimate weapons to throw to. And let's fucking work on developing them. I don't want to have that built-in excuse like, oh, well, when he gets an offensive line, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
So I think whatever we do in free agency, I think grabbing a guy that's already NFL battle hardened is what I want to see.
Some guards that will be available. Some guys we liked in the draft a little bit ago. Zion Johnson, left guard for the Chargers, going to be an unrestricted free agent. And so is Daniel Falele, right guard for the Ravens. Going to be
so
some monster of a dude. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch more out there as well. But I like the idea of shoring up that offensive line for that young quarterback as well. Cashmere follows that up with, what would you give up for Burrow if he's available?
Nothing.
I guess I would say probably 3 first-round picks, like a first-round pick in each of the next 3 years.
I would vomit.
You wouldn't take Burrow?
Nope.
Okay. Let's say the Jets are sitting at pick like 7 or 8. Like we got it. Like you're going to have to trade up to get.
It's got to be a deal. No. It's got to be for Burrow. It's got to be a deal. Like you're dumping him. You know what I mean? Like, and why are you dumping him? Because he's got 3 seasons where I think it's 3 now that he missed most of the year. I think Joe Burrow is exceptional, right? But I just don't want to go in. I don't want that baggage. I don't want it. And then we trade Quinnen, we trade Sauce, all the emotional and you get max value and then you put it on Burrow. I just can't. I like how if we're going to do it, I like how you just said it, Ryan, like 1 in the next 3 years. But I don't know. I'd rather, I don't know. I just don't want the injury shit, man. We're the Jets. We got to factor that in, guys. If he's having bad luck in Cincinnati, bet your balls. That's getting worse here. You know what I mean?
Fair point.
Matt, what are your thoughts on Burrow? What would you give up for him?
I love Joe Burrow. I think he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. Easy. Probably, I don't know. I would say quarterback 4, most likely. I don't personally think the Jets trade away Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams to then pivot and go for a quarterback who's more win now. I know, Burrow's 30, so you hope you have him for like 8 years or so. But that feels like let's push all our chips into the table kind of move. And I don't think that's where the Jets are. So it would be surprising if that's what they did. Although if you're asking me what I think his value is, the 3 first-round picks probably is pretty accurate.
Matthew comes in. Matthew says, look, the morale has changed with 2 wins. I think we need to keep winning. We have to get rid of the losing mentality in the clubhouse. No to the tank. I think the talent level of the offense and at particularly the quarterback position in general is just going to make it so we're going to end up losing games. Like, I don't think we're going to actively have to root for losses. I can't imagine there's going to be many other games where you can have a stat line of 5 of 10 for 12 yards before a 42-yard screen to Breece Hall and like find yourself on the winning side of that game. But yeah, let's win some games. Let's get a few in here. Start feeling good about it. No to the tank. Mr. Forte says, Biggie's in the middle now. Quinnen wasn't. Linebackers excel. I don't know how much I want to put stock in the last 2 games. I don't want to discount them, but like the Bengals game's more impressive to me than this last game. This last game felt, I know Green Bay doesn't like it, but definitely felt fluky with the 2 returns. That's not something you can like heavily rely on. Like if you're getting long yardage in multiple games, like that's something you can rely on. But the touchdowns was a little fluky. Dylan Gabriel, for as bad as Fields is, dude, Dylan Gabriel is hot garbage. How they did not switch to Shedeur Sanders at any point so far is beyond me. That kid, like, impressively terrible. Like, might be the 2 worst quarterbacks I've seen go toe-to-toe in a very long time.
Yeah, I don't know how Brandon Stevens got beat for that long touch. That ball was in the air for like 4 minutes, it felt like. That was one of the more bizarre deep throw touchdowns that I remember. And outside of that, he was just so erratic as a passer. I know he had 2 passing touchdowns, so like if you box score watch it, you go, oh, he had 2 touchdowns. But like it was not a pretty watch. They had like the second drive of the game, they had one really nice drive, and then they had that weird touchdown pass that I just explained. But I thought it was trending that way in the first half, that they'd eventually turn it over.
Bean, any thoughts on maybe not having Quinnen Williams? Are the linebackers excelling? Like, we got to see Quincy fly around out there. We got to see a little Quinnen Williams celebration from Quincy. Sherwood looked all right.
Yeah.
I don't know what our PFF grades ultimately were for this past game, but what were your thoughts on the linebackers?
Briggs, I think, had the 3rd best PFF grade. I think
he's been great since we got him.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think Mr. Forte's point is interesting, because while I think I agree to a degree, I don't want to make it sound like Quinnen Williams wasn't an asset, right? Like he's a badass. But I think this year you could see it. Even though he's having an okay year, his impact wasn't there. He was just getting his normal, he was just getting stats, and he's a good player, so he's going to be good, but he wasn't impacting the game anymore. And you could see that he wasn't present. Like he asked for a trade 3 times, we learned. So he wasn't really there. So no matter how you slice it, Quinnen Williams at, a disengaged, disinterested, it's like, it's not what you want anyway. So I don't want to make it sound like Quinnen Williams leaving and it's an instant benefit, but I think when you lose 2 guys that are that large in our sphere, right? Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner, you take those guys out of the mix. Like, they were like the leaders, and we've talked about this. They're not real vocal leaders, they're not emotional leaders, but they're the leaders nonetheless. You get rid of them and it creates like a vacuum. And guys got to step up. And I think that what we're seeing right now, and Ryan, you hit it. I don't want to make it sound like we just beat the Patriots and the Niners or whoever. You know what I mean? Like, we got to keep it right sized. But at the same time, you get rid of these 2 guys and the team plays better. I don't want to discount, dude. Aaron Glenn in the last couple of weeks benched both Sherwood, our starting linebacker, the play caller, and Quincy Williams. Benched both of them, and they just so happen to have their best games coming off those benchings. That's not to be done. This is what we were talking about. When a guy like Robert Saleh goes, "What do you want me to do? Make him do fucking push-ups?" Like, laughing at somebody who would suggest discipline. What do you want him to do? These are grown men. What do you want me to do? Yell at him like he's my child? It's like, no, asshole. You don't let him play football. That's what you do. You trade his brother and you tell him, fucking mommy's left the house, bitch. Now nobody's here to protect you. Like, that's what you do. And they respond. These are competitive guys, dude. You take away the one thing they give a shit about, being on that field. They don't want to be in the clubhouse with all their peers and they've been benched. That's a hit to the ego. These are ego-centered guys, dude. They're competitive, and underneath everything, they just want to win. They want to contribute, they want to compete, they want to succeed, they want to win. The fact that they both responded like that, make no mistake, it is directly correlated to the benchings. And by the way, you trade Sauce Gardner, you trade Quinnen Williams, you trade Michael Carter, you bench your 2 linebackers, and the entire team all of a sudden learned how to fucking tackle? Are you kidding me? The last 2 weeks, the entire team is tackling all of a sudden. What happened? So what does that tell you? It tells you that it was an effort thing, man. Like, they can be playing 90%. It's that 10% that the guy the guy with the ball in his hand, he was playing 10% harder than you, and that's why you're laying on your fucking face and he's still running down the field. That's why. And when you bring that extra 10%, you succeed. That's what tackling is. It is you versus another man. You want to take him to the ground, and he doesn't want to go there. How are you going to accomplish that? You got to bring 100% to the party, baby. That's what you got to do. And Aaron Glenn benching these guys and sending a major message through the place with, hey, man, doesn't matter what your fucking name is, we will get rid of you. The train is going, we'll bench you, we'll trade you, we don't give a shit. And the team woke up. I don't know what I can't predict the future. I have no idea what's going to happen. But what we do know is what we've seen. It's directly correlated. Correlation doesn't necessarily mean causation. I'm going to tell you, in this instance, I think it just might.
We got Dante in here. Dante says, okay, just imagine, just go with me on this. What if AG makes the playoffs this year? The planet will have to eat crow. It's fun to imagine. Haha. So what is I feel like it's pretty good right now. Let's see. Playoffs. Do they even have the playoff machine right now? Playoffs.
The playoff picture?
Yeah.
Let's see. They got a ways to go.
So the top team, or the lowest team on the board, is the Jaguars at 5-4. The Jets got to make up 3 games still to be competing for that last spot. Chiefs and Ravens are still sitting outside of the playoffs. You expect both those teams to start to get hot. I think we'll probably see the Jaguars fall out of this at some point. And then I think the Steelers are probably, ripe to plummet. I think the Ravens could probably.
Can I tell you, it might not mean as much this week because they won, but I felt this way for a little bit. I still think the Ravens win the AFC North.
I agree.
I was talking with my buddies about that. I still think they're going to win the AFC North. Now 4-5, that takes sound a lot better at 2-5.
Yeah,
but 4-5 now, like they're going to go on a run.
Yeah, I agree. Steelers, I think they've dropped 3 of 4 or 3 in a row. It's been a pretty bad skid for them. It is pretty funny. So
picks, oh, beautiful.
The Steelers' playoff probability is 39%. The Ravens' playoff probability is 73%. And the Ravens are currently the 10th team.
Trending that way.
Yeah, right. As so the Jaguars and Steelers seem like the 2 weakest teams in the playoff picture currently. So look, I'm not thinking we're breaking the streak this year, but heck, I could root for it until it ain't a possibility anymore.
Why not?
DNY for life says Linderbaum and re-sign AVT 1 year, all bloody knuckles. So I would love this. I don't know how much stock I want to put into AVT for even a year, I'll be honest. And I think for him, it makes more sense to probably go with a contender. Like if he can go and replace, maybe he's replacing someone like a Daniel Falele or something like that from, the Ravens, or maybe he decides to go over to the Chargers. He's a USC guy, so maybe he decides to go back out to California on a 1-year deal. Like there's other opportunities for teams that could be playoff contenders that he could parlay it into a bigger contract, unless he just doesn't want to move and he feels like staying in the New York area. Like that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm on board. Bloody Knuckles. We got to get some Bloody Knuckles guys in the chat. Let's see. What do we got our poll question now that we're thinking about it?
Yeah. Jonnu, maybe.
So right now, 59% want to stick and pick in the draft. There's a 21% that want to punt until 2027. That feels a little crazy for me. 10% say trade up, 10% say trade for a vet. I'm curious if we didn't have stick and pick, what it ultimately ends up to be. But let's go around. Let's give our who we think our bloody knuckles should go to.
Okay, I like this.
I'm gonna say. Do we want to just kind of come together with the 4 names? Because I feel like Breece Hall just sort of has to be on there with what he did.
He definitely has to be on there.
Did we do one last week, or
we had a bye week?
Did anybody? No, last week.
The week before was Mangold.
That's right.
Big Mangold,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
And then Crossfire the week before that. It's been a while since we've given one out.
It's been a minute.
To an active Jet.
All right, so Breece Hall gets in there. I mean, the 2 guys returning kicks, like, do we want to say special teams gets a bloody knuckles? Like, or are there 3 other guys, or maybe 2 other guys that we could come up with?
Will?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Will
4
McDonald.
sacks, absolutely.
4 sacks. Like, I think Fashanu, man, that's like, because he did. I mean, I don't know if you said you're adding him already. Did you already say that?
I didn't, but I like it.
Yeah, going against Myles Garrett for most, like, what was it, 32 of the 45 plays? Or
It was a
some shit
lot.
like that?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was 34 of 42.
Yeah, so only 8 plays of Myles Garrett's day were not against Fashanu. And dude, he was quiet. You know, dude, Myles Garrett getting 1 sack and 2 pressures. It's like a normal guy getting, like, literally doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy who you could usually pencil him in for 22 sacks, which is like absurd to say, but I'm good with Olu. Someone from the offensive line's got to get in. So if we think Olu is the guy for this week, I'm good with that.
So we got Breece, Will McDonald, Fashanu. Got one more. You want to just say special teams? Give it a whole unit? Or is there another player we're forgetting in here?
Let's see. I mean, see, like the kick returners there, that's not bloody knuckles. That's just awesome sausage.
Dude, are we going to have an awesome sausage award next?
Awesome sausage. He'll be walking down the street with Mr. Dick Burger.
We got to make the Dick Burger shirt. I haven't added it to the website yet.
Would we consider Membu and go 2 offensive linemen?
I think we could. I would almost prefer to put Fashanu and Membu together, and then
because I think it dilutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my thought. That's why I was weary on.
So let's.
I'm good with. What about Quincy Williams? He was everywhere. And let me tell you something. The Quincy Williams sack. Did you see it?
He was flying.
Yeah.
Dude, he ran. But what he did was he ran into Conklin, the right guard, and fucking put him on his ass. Like, he came around the left side and went right, hands to the chest, fucking pushed him in his chest. Conklin went down, and that's how he sacked the quarterback. Badassery right there. That's a guy who doesn't like being benched.
I like it. I like it. We got our 4 guys up there for Bloody Knuckles. You guys can vote in the chat. Let us know your thoughts. What else we got in here? We got Lou coming in with the super chat. Says, does anyone know how AVT's recovery is going? I have no idea. I don't want to say I don't care, but I kind of don't care. Sorry.
I feel like he's out of sight, out of mind.
That's sort of my thought process. And I don't have any intention on bringing him back next year. So, like, he's really, like, way out of my mind.
Yeah. Let him go into the comp pick formula. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I really like AVT, but even on the 1-year deal, like, what are we going to do? Sign him on a 1-year deal and go, oh my God, I can't believe it. He got hurt again in week 3.
And we still don't have another guy to play.
Right? Like, I feel like you're asking for it.
This is the Mekhi Becton fallacy, where we draft him and we put so much hope in him for so many years that we let George Fant and Morgan Moses walk out the door. Yep. We never move him to guard, and we just keep in this cyclical, like, he'll get better. He'll get better. So like Matt said, I would like to just kind of, Bean said it too, move off of AVT altogether. Yeah. Andrew says, Bloody Knuckles award poll. I'm going Will McDonald. Let's effing go.
Good choice.
It's a good choice. 4 sacks is nothing to sneeze at.
It's hard to do it after a win, right?
Yeah. Let's see.
Andrew, I meant. That's who it was. Andrew, good shit.
Let's see. I got this right.
Wouldn't it be great, though? Let's take a second for all the tanksters. And I want to remind everybody, I've ended every year on Team Tank for the last 10 years, at least. So this idea that all of a sudden now I'm in the enemy to the tanksters, like, I'm fucking one of you. So just calm the fuck down, everybody. But wouldn't it be neat? Wouldn't it be neat if the Jets do, like, look, we just saw a historic thing. We never seen it before. A punt return or a kick return, the next play, a punt return for a touchdown. We've never seen it before. We've never seen it before. Do you understand? It never happened before, but it happened now. Wouldn't it be fun if all of a sudden we turn around and the Jets won 8 of the last 9 games and we're in the hunt? We're on that graphic. Wouldn't it be fun? Wouldn't it? And we got some teams we could beat, man. The Saints, the Falcons, they're all in there. Who knows? I think it would be fun.
Stranger things have happened.
And I'm rooting for it until it can't be rooted for no more. I've made my decision. And I've also made a decision. I'm going to tell you guys right now.
Let's hear it.
I am 100% firmly entrenched on Team AG. I'm all Aaron Glenn. I no more of this bullshit one and done to do what these guys are doing right now shows balls. It's like they're taking risks. You know, him and Muji, and by the way, as a collective, dude, the value that Muji got, dude, we're talking max value. Like to get 2 first-round picks and a young second-round pick wide receiver in a trade for a cornerback is fucking, it's absurd, you know. And then obviously, you know, like I don't know, man. It's just I think all the concerns, like, oh, do we trust these guys with a pick? Well, I don't know. Their first draft, they got us Membu and Mason Taylor so far, right? Mm-hmm. And then they turn around and they pull all the mid-season trades. Briggs looks like a fucking home run. Brownlee, did you see Brownlee's tweet by the way? Did you guys see that?
No, what was his?
He was like, I need to be paraphrasing, but he's like, I need to be better, something like that.
Yeah,
right?
He said, I had a bad game, guys. Don't worry. Like I'm aware.
I appreciate that.
I like it.
The Titans fans were pretty upset when we got him.
Accountability. Like, dude, we finally got accountability fucking seeping. It's like seeping out of our pores. Dude, we've been a bunch of soft crybaby bullshitters. That's quitters. That's what we've been for 4 years, man, or longer. You know, going back to Gase, for God's sakes, what was that? You know, so all of a sudden we have like their trades and stuff. Like, look, Phillips is a great trade. Briggs, great trade. Brownlee, great trade. The Sauce trade, the Quinnen trade. Dude, we're talking max value. We don't know if Mechie's going to be anything in the Michael Carter trade, but I like it. Mm-hmm. I like it. You know, it's a shot. So I think these guys, they're showing some moxie, man. And let me tell you, the team is responding. In the last 2 weeks, we saw two of our biggest stars that we've had here in a very long time, Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. They're 2 of the larger names that we've had here in years. We're not afraid. We traded them. We've also benched 2 of our 2 starters on defense. Not as big of names, but names nonetheless. Jamie and Sherwood just got the big extension. Quincy Williams right there with him. Our 2 starting linebackers for the last 2 years. We benched them both. He's not afraid of it. We've cut guys like Xavier Gipson, and dude, they're doing stuff here, man. It's not all gonna work. It's not all gonna come out and be perfect, but they're doing shit, and I like it. And so I'm just saying it. I don't know what he's gonna be, but I'm on Team Glenn.
I really like
100%.
what Muji's done too. Like, Glenn looks like he's starting to figure it out, and Muji with the trades. I love the types of like throw in players / like players he's looking at. We were talking about it for the last few weeks. He's given up late round picks to get guys with 2 or 3 year contracts that have been in the NFL. You lose the 1 year of like that player being a rookie, but all of a sudden you're getting like some NFL experience. You're scouting him a little bit differently. And then with, you know, A.D. Mitchell and Mechie and who's the other player I'm thinking of? Mazi Smith. Like, those 3 guys, you got some years on the contract, underperformed, but let's see what we have. Like, the biggest thing for me the rest of the season, like, I would love to see Tyrod Taylor out there so we can just throw the ball 25 targets a game to like all these young wide receivers and just see if you have someone out there. Maybe one guy can stick as a wide receiver 3. I don't think there's anyone on this, you know, wide receiving core that would prevent me from going after a wide receiver if there was one there, either at the back end of the first, or, you know, if we don't go quarterback and you want to take one of the first pick, like, that's fine too. Like, I'm all on board with adding talent, but bringing in these guys that Muji has and how Glenn has kind of turned the corner. I feel like did he have anything funky in the Bengals game? I don't remember that, but I feel like the 2 games prior, he had some head scratchers at the end of half.
No, it was the week before.
Yeah,
the couple weeks before. I think it was 2 weeks before the bye. It was like
2 weeks in a row too. It was like, what are you doing? Like, real head
the
scratchers.
Bengals game. The Bengals game, it was the opposite. Remember, he did that go for 2 thing. So look, he's trying stuff. You know what I mean, man? He's taking risks. He's trying stuff. I don't think it's perfect. I'm not saying everything he does. I'm now saying everything he does is right. This isn't politics. He's not my team. Like, I'm on this team for everything No, if he does stupid shit, I'm going to say he does stupid shit. but I am of the belief they've done enough for me to warrant being on their team, having faith. I'm not throwing fucking spitballs at them anymore. I'm on Team Glenn. I'm rooting for him. I believe. I think it's going to work. I think 𝐒𝐮𝐬 and Glenn together, I think they're the guys that are going to turn it around. Get us a quarterback. I think we're going to go. Look how hard the team's playing, bro. I'm in.
Peter says, grit, get right in, and overtime. Great to see players buying in and giving extra effort for AG, building that foundation brick by brick. Look, effort from young players and effort from the guys in the locker room. Like, they're not turning on Aaron Glenn. Yeah, it could have been very easy for this team to fold like a wet paper bag after getting rid of Quinnen and Sauce. Like, Breece, publicly saying, upset that he would have liked to have been traded, and all these things could have really bit us in the ass over the bye week. And to Glenn's credit, you got Breece driving around in a little go-kart, and like, guys are kind of having fun and, engaged with the team in the process. So even though we're not like, we don't have a ton of wins, but maybe we could turn into what the Lions were, where they had a ton of losses and then rattled off a bunch of wins. Like, let's do it. Let's go out and get our, our quarterback when we can. We got plenty of assets to do it. Matt, your thoughts on Peter's comment here?
I love it. Get right in time. Grit. It might take a little bit, but I think patience is key. I don't think you make these trades to have Darren 𝐒𝐮𝐬 and Aaron Glenn be one and done. They're both going to be here next year, and there's probably a good chance they're going to get the 2027 draft too. So that's, again, a part of the reason why I've been talking about earlier, why it's important for this team to show signs of improvement as the year goes on and not finish 2-15.
Bean, your thoughts on Peter's grit comment? Get right in time.
Love Grit. By the way, that's a good coffee house here in Charlottesville. Grit, it's called. Hey, Ryan, can you do me a favor and tell me who put the comment up there, Linderbaum and re-sign ABT? I missed that one.
Ooh, that one was. Hold on, let me find it. That was DNY for life.
Wait, I'm sorry, D.
Here, I'll throw it on the screen so you can see it. DNY, the number 4, life.
Got it. See, guys, see how much I care about getting your names in there, so at the end I could rig it. See, I just want to.
He's stuffing the ballots.
Rigged.
But yeah, I like. Look, I don't know about that acronym you made up. Get right in time. I'm in. Fuck it. But the sentiment. I'm in. Peter from the Hudson Valley. Look, like you're saying, I was just talking about a little bit. I agree 100%. This is a very easy year to turn on the coach. It's the entirety of the New York media was out on Glenn. They don't like how snarky he is with them. They're being petty and everything. And then you got all the fans are out, and he's making some stupid decisions. And the guy that they chose, they got rid of A-Rod, and they brought in Justin Fields, and he looks like shit. And then we're trading guys. Like, it's a very easy scenario for guys to turn if they wanted to. And we're seeing the exact opposite. I think these guys, they want to win. And Matt O'Leary just nailed it, dude. When rooting for a tank and all that kind of stuff, like there are times they're not always equal. Like, every season, every situation isn't the same. This is a year where we have a first-year head coach. Again, we'll just spend a second. He's a former Jet. He wanted this job. He's one of us. He carries with him some of the same disappointments that we carry, namely the 1998 AFC Championship game. Like, he's one of us, right? So they're all that being brought in here. He's a guy that he was on our 1-15 team, and then that team turned around. So he was here for that. He started his career here twice, as a player and as a scout leading into coaching. He's been a part of the Jets turnaround. He's coached under Sean Payton. He's coached under Dan Campbell. He was a part of the Detroit Lions. Dude, it's us, it's the Cardinals, it's the Browns, it's the Bears. We're the dregs of the NFL. he was the Lions. He was a part of that turnaround. Like, he brings with him a very specific history that he could be the guy. So it's like, I don't know, man. I just think seeing the players, the way that they're responding to him right now, when you're talking about a tank, yes, having the number 1 overall pick, and I talk about it all the time, we haven't had it since 1997. I'd love to have the number 1 overall pick. Don't get it twisted. But there's actual value. It's a first-time head coach, first-time GM. We have a whole bunch of young players that we're hoping can gel and like start to feel like there's hope here. Because, guys, after Aaron Rodgers, this place was, it was like, it was like the spirit of fucking death was living in the Jets building. You know what I mean? So flipping that and getting these young guys to believe that, wait a minute, if we do this, if we follow this guy, he's been part of turnarounds before. Maybe, just maybe, it can work. If we get them to believe that it could be something, they do have to learn how to win. They have to learn how to, in the fourth quarter, when it's a 1-score game, to make that defensive stand or to have the 1-minute drill actually get you in the end zone. They have to learn how to do this. And that's more important to me right now, year one, than this fucking fantasy idea of the hypothetical first overall pick and who we're going to, I don't even know what that is. There's too many questions. What I do know right now is all the things I just said are actual facts. Let's root for these guys to start to build something, man. Let's build something and finally get out of the darkness. I'm sick of it. I want to win.
Good
Done.
rant. Good rant.
Great green bean rant. Andrew comes in and says, who gets bloody knuckles, AG or Samini? Ha ha. If you guys did not see, let me scroll. Can I scroll up here? Let me see if I can bring it down. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let me make sure the audio is on here. We'll listen to the little back and forth between Glenn and the press today.
Well, I'm telling you that's Rich.
AG.
Well, you better call him.
No disrespect to you or Rich, but like we want to hear from you. You know, like that.
You guys have been here. You guys have been hearing from me, but now since we're just reporting stuff, that I haven't said, then maybe you should ask him.
Thanks, everybody. See how I'm
How are we feeling about Coach getting a little snippy with the press? I like
James
the
has a
fire.
great comment, Ryan. He says he hates the media just like we do. Another connective tissue, I like it.
I'm not defending Samini or anything like that. It does feel a little childish to kind of act that way. Like I would say I don't love this particular, version of his sassiness, but Matt, what do you think of the comments from Glenn?
I think he's kind of just frustrated because he doesn't like the leaks, right? He brings up in-house, I think once a press conference. We're going to take care of that in-house. Mm-hmm. And somehow, some way, somebody got to Rich Samini that Garrett Wilson's going to be out for the next month. And I think he was frustrated by that. You're not going to find me on here defending Rich Samini, though. Like, that's just not something that's going to happen. If it happened to maybe a different beat reporter, maybe we'd feel a little bit differently, but I will not come on Talking Jets and be at the defense of Rich Samini over Aaron Glenn. Can't do it.
Right. Perfectly said. Yeah, like Ryan, you said it too. Mm-hmm. Do I particularly like this? No. I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb on both sides. Like, mm-hmm. You already know he's not going to tell you who the starting quarterback is. All right, he thinks it's a competitive advantage. Let him fucking think it. At this point, are we really driving this home? Yeah, right. It's like, but I don't particularly like it, but it's certainly not on my register of reasons to root for, root against, like, not like any of that. It's so insignificant for me, So I don't know. To me, it's just like, but like Matt said, you won't find me defending Rich Samini too often, though.
James comes in and says, how about a flea flicker first play? Why not AD Mitchell?
Ooh.
I'm down to just have fun. Like, if you want to go for it on fourth down in random spots, or it's one of those things. We got 2 wins. We're 2-7. Try shit out. See what happens. Have a little fun. Can guys jump up and get a jump ball? Can you create a little razzle dazzle? Like, sure. I would like to see people not bear down on Breece. Like, I think that's probably going to start to happen with Fields not throwing the ball at all, and then Breece absolutely going off. Like, we don't have Garrett for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Well, that means pretty much just Breece is going to be back there. Matt, your thoughts on how the offense is going to operate, and maybe getting a little creative with some of what we do?
I like it. I like the idea of taking a shot early in the game, a little flea flicker, maybe even just a play action fake bomb. I mean, you might not even have to do the flea flicker part. If we want to get nuts, sure, toss a flea flicker in there. I'm game for that. But this is the time to find out what A.D. Mitchell is. Their wide receiver room is not very good without Garrett Wilson. And to me, I think he's the clear guy who should be getting the most targets from the wide receiver group. You still give Mason Taylor his targets. Breece Hall should have more than one target out of the backfield too. But if Justin Fields is going to have to throw the ball more than 11 times, which I'm going to assume is going to be the case this week, it's rare to see a quarterback, even Justin Fields, to only throw the ball 11 times. You're going to have to get A.D. Mitchell involved.
Being your thoughts on how the offense should be operating, I guess, with either quarterback, potentially on who starts, and no Garrett Wilson.
I gotta tell you, I don't know why, but I can't remember what you said.
As soon as I saw you look over, you're like, I'm gonna look at the YouTube page and see if I can gather what he's saying from the super chat that's up. And I pivoted off so the offense is going to be totally different. We don't know who the quarterback is going to be. Garrett Wilson's not going to be there. They're going to be bearing down on Breece. So James is saying, why not a flea flicker to A.D. Mitchell? How do you want to see the offense kind of try to operate for the next few weeks without Garrett Wilson and, potentially with either quarterback?
Yep. And then you said have some fun and all. Yeah. All right. I'm here. I'm with you. Here's the thing. I think I'm right in that same pocket. I think, why not? You know what I mean? Like, fuck it, dude. Like, we're not going to the Super Bowl. We're not, we're not a juggernaut or anything. We're trying to evaluate people. We're going into their house against arguably the hottest team in the NFL right now. Very well coached. Young budding quarterbacks, star in the making here. I heard maybe it was Matt O'Leary's video. I mean, he's in the conversations for MVP at the end of the, you know what I mean? So like, that's what we're going into right now. We got our first 2 wins against the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. We're going into this situation. Like, it's not the game to go, all right, man, we got to bring it close to the vest and try to play. I think throw caution to the wind. I think opening it up with a flea flicker, damn well they're keying. Fucking send Arian Smith flying down the sideline, baby. Send them all, Send 3 guys streaking, 2 of them do fucking a shallow and a mid-cross. Boom, boom, suck them inside, make the safety jump in, and just launch that shit down the field. That's what I think. I'd love it. So yeah, I think show some balls, have some fun, shake it up, send that cue ball into the middle of the damn table and just shake it all up. I'm into it. I like that idea.
Jake Asman in the chat. What's up, Jake? Says, Talkin Jets is what I need when I need happiness. Aw, thank you. You're more than welcome here anytime, Jake. Little Jets therapy.
And the mashed potato bar. He apparently Jeremy, aka Jets Chaos, has this plan to set Jake Asman up with lovely lady friends at the mashed potato bar at the O'Leary wedding.
Oh, I'm so excited for this O'Leary wedding. Like, we're T-minus like a week and a half
11 days
freaky on the dance floor.
11 days. I'm not like about the actual wedding, but like we're making all the payments, the final payments and stuff this week, and like trying to coordinate timelines with the vendors. And it's like, I want that part to be over and just enjoy the day. Like, I'm just stressed right now. That's all.
It'll be nice once you finally, you say the I do's, then you get to cocktail hour, you get to the reception, you start dancing. Green Bean and I are going to be shaking what our mamas gave us on the dance floor.
Hell yeah.
Going to be great. Jake,
Right.
Richie,
Dude,
boys,
I'm gonna
Jeremy.
be posted. So the mashed potato bar is specifically cocktail hour, right, Matt?
Correct.
All right,
Love
that
it.
entire
Love it.
hour, nobody better mess with me because I'm gonna be posted up at the mashed potato bar, dude. I've never even heard of such a thing.
Oh,
I am so excited about that fucking mashed potato bar. I'm probably inappropriately so.
They
That's
probably
the
have
level
like
of
mashed
excitement.
potato type sprinkles, like a little bit of bacon, a little bit of cheese, a little
That's
bit
what
like.
he said.
Oh yeah, scallions.
Matt, tell
They
them
have
all
a s-
about it.
Okay. First, you have your option between the sweet potato or the regular potato. Then you got scallions, bacon bits, cheese. They have marshmallows if you want that on top of your sweet potatoes.
Okay,
Oh my
okay.
god, there's sweet potatoes at the sweet potato.
It's
Wait
a
a
mashed
minute.
potato bar and a mashed potato sweet potato bar.
There's sweet potatoes at the mashed potato bar.
Mashed
There's
potato at the sweet
potatoes
potato
the
bar.
mashed potato bars. You could do mix and match. We could get nuts.
Oh my god,
And I'm gonna walk between the carving station and that the whole time.
dude!
Just
I'm
shake
not-
hands, you know.
Oh,
kiss
it's gonna
babies,
be the best. Oh,
I'm
this is
excited.
great. I might get into a fist fight with Jeremy at the mashed potato bar.
I wouldn't put it past you guys.
Just right. We're too excited. Don't know how to handle ourselves. He's in my way. I'm in his way. You know.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. This is going to be absolutely amazing. Blitz Crew drops in. Blitz says, really don't care how AG treats the media, just what he puts on the field. 2025 draft and these trades, very comfortable with these guys making the picks. Yeah, between the first, I would say the first 3 selections and I like the re-signing of Sherwood. I like the trades that we made in season. I like the trades, for Sauce and Quinnen. Like, I trust this regime right now to make these high picks. That could certainly change in the future. We liked a lot of what Joe Douglas did initially, but I'm a fan of where this is starting to head. So, Matt, any maybe discomfort, or what are your thoughts on this regime making these early pick selections, and do you trust them to make the right quarterback pick?
I'm gonna say cautiously yes. I think they had a good start to the draft. I'm still kind of confused with what their plan was on day 3. I think they got a little nutty on day 3 there, but they made a lot of good trades in the offseason right before the start of the season with Briggs, and then they brought in Phillips and Brownlee, and now they're taking flyers on A.D. Mitchell and John Mechie. I think yes. And we don't really know the answer on draft class until 2 to 3 years later anyway. So, obviously that's all subject to change. But yeah, I think they've with the Membu pick for sure, they clearly picked the right guy there. So why not?
Bean, what about you? You trust this regime to make these high draft picks?
Yeah, I think Blitz Crew nailed it, man. Like we said, I think the problem with the media and AG right now is that, we talked. There's some people talking about Parcells and the way he handled the media. The only problem right now is that Aaron Glenn hasn't earned it yet. The clout to be able to be that way, right? So that's the loose piece there, right? Hopefully he does, and then he can be any fucking way that he wants to be, right? So that's the one thing. But like Blitz Crew said, it doesn't really matter. It's the least important piece of the whole pie, guys. It's really not important. If that's what's bothering you, you got to reevaluate. You got to take a step back and go, wait a minute, why do I give 2 shits about this? Maybe I'm a little too close to this. Back up, take a fucking breath, and the whole thing. So the 2025 draft, like Matt just said, the first pick, look, we had our people that were Tyler Warren, and we had some differing opinions, but I think most people were pretty okay with the pick. Here we are mid-season. It's looking like a really solid pick. Mason Taylor, most people liked him. I don't know if everybody wanted him. There were other opinions. But he looks like a player too. Remember, tight ends, wide receivers are only as good as the quarterback is, right? So why doesn't he have any catches? Well, fucking Justin Fields threw the ball 6 times. I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Didn't go to him. I don't know what to say. But he looks like a player, and I think he is a player, right? In the Bengals game, he looked fantastic. So those 2 picks, if you're gonna hit on picks, if all you ever do is knock your first and second round picks out of the park, you're going to do pretty good. All right. The AZ, AZ Thomas, we'll figure him out. Like Matt said, day 3, a little confusing. I'm going to chalk that up to naivete and the fact that Muji was going. Don't forget how the first year of a GM works. He doesn't have his staff there. That's Joe Douglas's staff. He's got to use all their evaluations and all that kind of stuff. That's how it goes. So this year he's going to have his team in there and the whole thing. So a little bit of rookiness and all that. They took some risks. They made some trades. They overdrafted. Whatever it is. Malachi Moore's been playing significant reps for us. So and he's getting better. He looks like he could be a player. So that's great. But I think you look at the trades, you look at the first, the first 2 days of the draft. Guys, I think we're in competent hands. Whether or not they hit, we don't know. But I think they got just as much, if not more, supporting that they're going to do the right pick than a lot of other GMs that we've had. The Terry Bradways, the Mike McCagnons of the world, the John Idzik of the world. They had the keys. Why, we weren't so concerned about them. So I think we're going to be just fine going into the draft. I don't really have any worries. The only thing is, guys, we are quarterback. We're a quarterback's worst nightmare. The New York Jets. Even Justin Fields. Dude, this is the worst he's ever played as well. You know what I mean? Like, we could say all we want about he sucks and this and that. Dude, he doesn't even look like Justin Fields here. You know what I mean? If we could just get the guy who sucked in Chicago, we might have something, He's so bad. I didn't think we could get worse than Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle, but we are. So there's something going on with the New York Jets. So that's more my concern. Getting the right kid in here, being able to get him, bringing him in, and making sure that we do everything in our power to ensure that he's got every opportunity to succeed, man. Like, we got to overkill. I want fucking 7 quarterback coaches if that's what we need. I don't care. Just make sure that we do everything we can to that the quarterback's going to succeed. If that works, everything else is going to work, guys. That's the thing. So I feel pretty good, as good as I've felt about any GM in a long time. After this first half of the season with Muji, I'm feeling pretty good.
Blitzcrew says, Green Bean, are you live streaming the wedding? Yeah, I mean, I think that's just going to have to happen.
There's going to be some breaking news at some point throughout the day.
Definitely the mashed potato bar.
Oh, it's going to be breaking here at the mashed potato bar. We've got scallions. We've got bacon bits. We've got sour cream. Oh, my God. Joe the Jet comes in, says, congrats, Matt,
and Jeremy
on the
hooked
wedding.
Jake Asplin up with his wife for the future at the mashed potato bar.
Everyone goes home happy.
It's going to be fantastic. Joe the Jet says, congrats, Matt, on the wedding. This one's on me.
Thank you, man. That's awesome.
Matthew says, we did a pretzel bar and ice cream sundae bar at my wedding in August. LOL. All different sizes, toppings, and dipping sauces. Have fun, guys. Congrats, Matt. Yeah, I've done the ice cream sundae bar. I've done a pretzel bar. We did a waffle bar at a wedding we went to. That was really cool. But like mashed potatoes, dude, we got some Irish guys showing up at this place. We're gonna have a whole lot of very, very happy.
The O'Leary family. Yeah, my dad's 8 brothers and sisters. Yeah, it's there's gonna be a long line there, so camp out early.
Lots of freckles in the O'Leary wedding. Ugh, this is just gonna be so much fun. Thank you, Matt, for the super chat. Let's pull up. Let's talk a little bit. I don't know. Do we want to talk a little bit about the draft? Where do we want to go? What haven't we touched on so far tonight? Trying to think. We got our bloody knuckles right now. Breece is in the lead, 36-34 over Will McDonald.
Ooh, it's close.
I feel like maybe we should knock out Fashanu, Membu, and Quincy and run it down to a Breece, Will McDonald runoff and see where these votes could go. What say you two?
All right, yeah, let's narrow it down.
Boom. Let's see. All right. Whoops, that's the wrong button to click. Bloody knuckles. Knuckles.
And then there were 2.
You guys can vote on that in the chat. Jet Dog comes in, says, great show. There's a nice interview on Rich Eisen show with GM Joe Banner about the Jets Muji. Great insight. We make fun of Muji being a sidekick, but he's doing a great job. Robbie Patton is his right-hand man. Look, for the initial press conference of like AG just dominating the presence of that presser, I think Muji only had one question thrown his way. Dude, Muji's been like pretty spot on so far. I really, really like this. If Glenn can really round out to be a nice coach, I think we're going to have a nice little tandem here moving forward. I haven't seen the interview on the Rich Eisen show, so I'll definitely look it up following the show. Matt or Bean, did you guys see this clip at all that he's talking about?
No, but let me say, well, I got to bounce for like 5 minutes max. I'll be right back. I just got to take care of something.
He's got to poop. That's all right. Everybody's got to poop.
No. I got to talk to my boss real quick.
That's all right.
That's what we're calling it these days.
That's what we're calling. Yeah, I got to talk to my boss.
Talking to the boss.
I did not see this video, but I'm a big Rich Eisen, the talk show host fan. I think he does a great job, and his interviews are always really interesting. I am gonna have to go back and watch this now. But it's, to me, I think it's a tandem. I think Glenn and Muji are in this together. I don't think it's like that traditional, Muji shops for the groceries, Glenn just coaches them up kind of thing. I think they are very intertwined together here on this.
Looking through the chat, Breece carried the offense all day. Will McDonald all day, back-to-back members of the channel going at it. I like seeing that. Kel says the Jets should have a few direct snaps to Breece since they depend on him so much. Some Wildcat plays too. They should have been doing some Wildcat plays with Fields. Just have Fields and Breece line up in the gun. Who knows where it's going? Breece has a higher completion percentage than Fields. Like, fucking, let's see what happens. I'm good with it. Oh, geez. Ooh. Dom C coming in. We had the Italian mashed potato bar at my wedding. Fresh mozzarella bar. Guy was making it right there. All sorts of sauces and toppings. Ooh, I love me some mozzarella.
I love fresh mozz is so good, man.
Oh, I could just eat slice after slice. It's absolutely delicious. Dom, so in our group chat, we were talking a little bit about what Dom and I had a conversation last night about the top of the draft. And let's say the top prospects for quarterback, like, go back to school, and like some of the, we're looking at a situation where it might be Mendoza and Simpson as like the top two guys. And then like Nussmeier might be like the third guy. And I don't think anyone's putting him in the first round right now. But if there was a situation where you could go and are you trading up to get the quarterback? Are you sticking and picking a non-quarterback? Are you maybe trading down or something? Like, what direction would you want to do, or would you want to go at the top part of this draft if it's maybe not quarterback, or if the option is like move a bunch of picks to go up for a quarterback? What's your mindset?
I voted stick and pick before. So if Fernando Mendoza or Ty Simpson, those are the quarterbacks that I like the most. I think Dante Moore is going to end up going back to school. If he comes out, maybe that changes this conversation a little bit more. But I think if one of Mendoza and Simpson are there for you, I'd be okay taking one of those guys. I don't feel great about trading up unless this team just has such a strong conviction that they have to get one of those two guys and they do it. Then okay, fine. I'll live with giving up all the assets to do it. But for me personally, I think where I am right now, it's if one of those guys are there when you're picking, take them. If not, I'd look at Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver from Arizona State, or see if someone wants to trade up and you move down a little bit and get even more assets. So I'm really, it depends on, and this is a shitty answer, but it depends on what the board is looking like at the time the Jets are picking.
Yeah, no, I get where you're saying. Like, let's say the Jets are sitting at 5 and Dante Moore doesn't come out, so now we lose Mendoza to the Saints, we lose Ty Simpson to the Browns. Like, let's just say that happens. I mean, who knows? Maybe Shuck just continues to play well, and they don't go quarterback at the top of the draft. That'd be kind of nice. Dom and I both sort of landed on like stick and pick, like even if the quarterbacks aren't there, I would be all right with a trade up. Like in my mind's like eye of what I would be willing to do to go up. I feel like my top offer would be, both first round picks in this year and a second round pick next year. Like that still leaves us with 2 second round picks this year. Still leaves us with 3 first round picks next year. Like that's probably my limit. When I look at the top of this draft, I think only the Browns can beat us as far as value goes, because they have a second first round pick that's going to end up, at least right now, higher than the Colts first round pick for the Jets. But if the Jets, if the quarterbacks are gone, I agree with you. Simpson and Mendoza are the 2 guys. Mendoza just looks like a dog. Mendoza for me is like very clearly the one, just because of how many games he's started. Like there's a comfort level in that. I think it's a very high floor for him. Ty Simpson could be a better quarterback overall. Like I would have no issues with moving on, like making that selection. More, I agree with you. I think he does go back to school. But if both those guys are gone, I think wide receiver definitely comes into play. I really like Arvell Reese, but I just put money on him going number 1 overall. I threw $25 down on it. Yeah, I threw $25 down on it to win 300. And I think the Titans are going to get the first pick. And I don't know how many. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that may not feel compelled to like trade a whole lot up. My only concern is that if the Titans do get that first pick, then I shouldn't even say concern, but the Jets have been at 3 of the Mendoza games this year. So it feels like that's kind of the guy early on that they're like identifying as the guy. Obviously a lot has to shake out, for the rest of this, but dude, I was watching Arvell Reese highlights last night and like, I was all chubbed up. I was like, this guy between like linebacker, like he feels like he could be Micah Parsons, like just an absolute freak of an athlete.
Yeah, he is a freak athlete. I don't know what position he's going to end up at in the NFL. And I feel like those guys are really boom or bust. Not that, all these prospects to an extent are boom or bust, but it could be Micah Parsons or it could be Jeffrey Simmons, or it's like, I don't know where to play this guy. And he kind of just bounces around the league a little bit. And that don't want to end up on that side. But if you could land a player of Micah Parsons caliber, obviously you take that guy. He's really fun to watch though. No doubt. That Ohio State defense too, like Caleb Downs, toss him in there too. I just would have a hard time going safety or linebacker that high in the draft. And I get it with the linebacker, like it's not strictly an inside linebacker. Like you can move around the defense and do some exciting things with him. I think with just how bad the offenses looked, I'd prefer to go the route of landing like a Jordan Tyson personally, but I get why you fell in love with the prospect. I think he's been a lot of fun to watch this year.
So let's say like if the draft shakes out right now how it is, where like the Jets are sitting at 5, the Raiders could theoretically move up for a quarterback. There could be some things that sort of fall this way. The Jets could be in position to get a top non-quarterback off the board. The Giants, I feel like going wide receiver could make a crazy ton of sense for them, and just surrounding Dart with as much as possible. I feel like there's going to be a few receivers in this draft. I don't see as many. The second one, Carnell Tate, the Ohio State wide receiver, is down at 19 right now. Malachi Lemon, USC, goes to the Bills at 23. Denzel Boston, Chris Bell. Like that back end of the first round, hopefully the Colts turn into a pumpkin. We almost had that loss on the early morning Sunday. Was really pulling for that one. Oh, Bean, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Shitter's full.
That's why I did it. I was a shitter. You took my joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's perfect. I'm like, I fucking nailed it. Jitter's full. That's really not what I was doing, though, everybody. I need you to know that. It's very important.
So we were just talking a little bit about the draft, Bean. Let's say the Jets are in a position where, like, the top quarterbacks go back to school, and it's just Mendoza and Simpson that come out, and the Jets aren't in a position, without trading up, to go get one of these guys. Like, is there another position or player you would kind of go? Matt was gravitating towards Jordan Tyson as like a top wide receiver pick. I said Arvell Reese, the linebacker edge rusher from Ohio State, would be very special. any sort of way you might be leaning, not necessarily maybe a player, but maybe a position group or something along those lines?
Yeah. Wait. Well, hold on a minute. I want to. So Reese is a weird one because he's that guy. He's that hybrid-esque, stand up, super athletic guy that people are gonna go, oh my God, I could do so many things with him, and then he ends up doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like this super talented athlete. But I don't know. I think so. If we're not going quarterback, right? Like for whatever reason, just like you said, the landscape just is such that it's just not going to happen for us. I think I would want them to go wide receiver. I definitely don't want to go offensive line, even if it's like all the fucking ducks are in a row. It's just perfect. It's the pick. I just don't want to use another first round pick on offensive line, right? So I'm gonna lean wide receiver, but I also I gotta look. So I can't really say names, but I'm gonna tell you, if the opportunity is there and I can reshape the entire energy of my defense by nailing down my snarling middle linebacker, I would do that too. Like, I got to really take a look. Like, you guys remember, like last year, obviously we had Jihad Campbell and all that, but like Schlesinger was kind of my guy. Like, that was the linebacker. I'm like, and he's all over the field for the Browns, right? He's just everywhere that the ball is, he just happens to be there. That's the kind of guy that I want, but a little bit meaner than Schlesinger too. I want a guy that brings an attitude. So I don't really want to go defense with our first. I really want to try to avoid that. But if it just falls that way and we have the opportunity to get like the top linebacker, and I'm talking middle linebacker, not the edge rusher guy, unless we're going solid 3-4 and you need to go that route and whatever. But I'm looking for a guy like Quincy's probably not going to be here. All right, fine. Replace him with an upgrade and somebody that's going to be here the next 10 years, kind of a Ray Lewis-y. I know that's a name that's hard to find, Ray Lewis. I get it. But somebody that brings that type of energy, very vocal, inspiring, like the guy that gets everybody amped, but then brings the violence. That's what I want. And I haven't done enough real research, but positionally, that's kind of where I'd like to go.
I love it. The chat's having a bunch of conversations between Simpson and Mendoza. That's going to be the talk of the offseason for us. Should we be making the move up? This is one of those drafts that, like, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, Green Bean, but Matt and I were just talking. If I were to trade up, I feel like giving up the 2 firsts this year and a second next year gives you that opportunity to like have 2 second-round picks this year and still have 3 first-round picks next year. So it doesn't feel like you're giving too much up to go get the quarterback. The quarterback really feels like the right move if you can make it happen. And I feel like the Jets moving up with the Titans, I think the Titans are going to end up getting that first overall pick. Might make the most sense for us.
No, I like, but all right. So I hear that and I agree. But couldn't you also say your first this year and a first next year?
Sure.
Like, so maybe you give your second. So you give your, like, so you obviously, so we're at pick 5, you jump up, whatever. Mm-hmm. So you give that first, you give next year's first and like a second this year, that kind of a thing. And that still gives you 2 straight drafts with multiple firsts. So
I definitely agree with that. I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. My only thought is that the Browns have 2 firsts in this draft that are going to end up being higher than the Jets. Maybe like they might win a game somewhere else down the line. I don't know what their schedule currently looks like. But the Colts first is probably going to be worse than whatever the Browns second first is. And then
so you're saying to give that, I got you.
Yeah. Okay, and then the Raiders are the other team that could be looking to come up. Like, I think the Jets are going to have to like sort of sacrifice 2 this year. I mean, maybe not. I don't dislike what you were saying either. Cause then if you could get the wide receiver at the back end of the first this year with like the quarterback at the top of the first and then still have 2 firsts next year, like that's super cool.
Oh, Yeah. So yeah, either way. But you know what's fun? That we can have this conversation and it's not fantasy land. It's real. We have that many picks.
Now, what do you think of
Crazy.
what do you think of like the stick and pick scenario? Like, is there a situation where you're like, I'm gonna let the quarterback fall to me, or like I'm gonna go either all in 2027, or you figure out another way? Like, is there a situation where you're like, I'll wait and see if one of these guys falls to us? Like, it's probably you probably have to stay within that top 5, I would think, to feel
Hey, how about this?
potentially comfortable with that.
I'm excited.
So-
This is gonna be good.
All right. How about this? You ready? Is Tony the GM in here?
I hope so.
All right, here we go. So we're going to stick and pick. So we're at pick 5, right? There's no quarterback. We can't do it. So you do the green bean plan. You get the top linebacker, and then you get your wherever the Colts pick is. You get a wide receiver. You love them. You feel real good. So you got a fucking linebacker and a wide receiver, and then with one of your second round picks, you fucking take Drew Alar. What do you think of that? And then you see where it goes. You still got 3 firsts next year if it doesn't work out. But now we're taking the second round pick. You got a quarterback in here. Tony the GM likes him.
I think Tony the GM's high on life because I think Alar fucking sucks. Like,
I know,
even
I don't
before
like him
the
either.
injury, he was trash. He was absolute hot garbage in like the games that he needed most. And he's like probably more than likely the reason that coach got canned. Like, I really
You're sending out the bat signal right now, and
Dude,
I don't like it.
I do not like
it's a
Alar.
second round pick. Dude, you take it.
I wanted to like him, but that's burning like a potential like Mason Taylor-esque player that could be somewhere else on a player that like I really don't believe in.
Yeah, well, that's a different story. You know, all right. You got to see how his pro day. But hey, you got to see how he throws in his pro day.
Oh,
and
no.
if he throws that pass, the Zach Wilson pass, then you might fall in love, Ryan.
This is true. It's potential. It could
I could
be
fall in love. I could do it.
Maybe a Mateer in the second, right? Something like that.
Oh, dude, if Mateer comes out, I'm all on board. Like, I would totally stick and pick, and then I would even consider Mateer. I guess it depends how the tail end of the season goes and everything. It sounds like he's probably going to go back, but like tail end of the first or second, all day, green light. I really like Mateer as like a swing. I just don't feel nearly as confident in him as I do Mendoza or Simpson. I think both those players project safer than Mateer.
Yeah, like, so who's the other quarter? So who's another quarterback that, okay, it's not somebody that'll be there like in the second that you're like,
Nussmeier's probably going to be the
Garrett
third
Nussmeier.
guy. And like,
what do you think? Is there somebody there that either one of you guys are like, hey, man,
so
second
these are the
round
top
pick, as I said, not to burn it, but somebody like, look, I got 50-50 belief that this guy can do it. I got a full year to fucking work him, see where it is. If not, I got 3 firsts and a second next year.
So it depends where you fall on some guys. So when I was talking to Dom, we were talking Mendoza, Simpson, likely coming out. More Sellers, Mateer, he thinks are gonna go back. That seems likely in his
consensus right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Which sucks because really any one of these top 5 guys I would take a crack at. Nussmeier, I wouldn't hate. Second round, take a swing on him, like maybe. I don't know. You could convince me on Alar like in the 4th. Like if he's sitting there in the 4th round, then I would like probably dabble in that. I haven't watched anything of Beck at Miami. Mayava from USC I haven't watched. Sorsby, Cincinnati,
some
haven't
numbers
watched.
At least.
Yeah.
Maybe you flip it and you trade back. But then if there's no quarterbacks, who's trading up?
Well, that's just it. You're hoping for like a non-quarterback guy at the top, and I think I'd probably just take the best player there. Like we got to have some good players. That's like, I'm in the weird spot. Like I feel like I'm leaning towards wanting to move up to just make sure we get the quarterback. Like the quarterback just feels
That's what I asked.
so critical.
Well, that's what I was saying before. Like, dude,
Yeah.
if you feel that good, you got a guy who's quarterback NFL smart, right? He's processing in Mendoza. He's smart, fucking quick release. He's got the arm. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Do it. You got all the, like, again, I'd hate to use all of our capital, but like if we're at pick 4 or 5, or how much is it really going to take to go up to 1? I mean, it's expensive, but it's not like it's not all your picks.
Mm-hmm.
You can figure it out. Maybe you throw it. Who else is valuable who else can we pawn off on somebody? Muji seems to be good at this. What other players do we have?
You go, I mean, that's probably when you talk about maybe a Jermaine Johnson or a Will McDonald in the conversation. Like those are probably the next 2 guys that would be valuable. A franchise tag Breece probably doesn't have enough. Like, what'd you say?
I'm willing to do Tony Adams. That's it.
Tony Adams.
Maybe Tony Adams.
I'll throw you in, Justin
Tony
Fields.
Adams, Michael Clemens.
Yeah.
Take on
whole
Justin
bunch.
Fields' contract, and we'll give you a second because we like you.
And how about if A.D. Mitchell really fucking like maybe he shows out, right? He fucking really pops, and we trade him?
Dude.
Bucket.
I don't know if there's a player. I feel like any team that's picking in front of us would be more geared towards draft picks than like any of the players we currently have on roster. And we just have such a war chest. Like people, whoever has the first pick, they're going to try and like just get whatever they can from us. And I think the Jets just have to have a number, hey, this is what we're looking to do. Like, cause you don't want to give up a crazy amount. You still want to be able to surround your young guy with additional talent.
Yeah, it's fun. This is going to be a fun draft, guys.
I can't wait for the draft party. Boys and girls, we are in the process of planning ours right now, and we're trying to hammer down a venue. But as soon as we know, we'll let you guys know. It's going to be a blast. Whether the Jets use both their picks, trade up back into the first, have a third first, or like, maybe they move everything to go up and get a quarterback. We're going to have so much fun talking ball. It's going to be a really good time. Dom C jumps in the chat, says, be careful if you say Tony to GM 2 more times on this stream. Every time you look in the mirror for the next 7 years, you're going to see Drew Allar and Tyler Shuck. You know what? It's like Beetlejuice.
Do it.
Beetlejuice. Love you, Dom C. Sorsby's going to go back for 1 more year.
That was funny,
Dom.
by the way. Sorry. That was funny, Dom said.
I enjoyed that a great deal.
I'm like, my fucking wheels are all over the place. I'm like, I don't know. So thank you. That was good, Dom. Very funny. I'm delayed.
You guys heard from Dom C about Mensa. He'll be there in the second.
Take him. Dom C loves him. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah. Is
The
that
resident Talkin Jet Scout.
We love.
right.
Dude, Dom C's on his game. He knows what he's talking about. He texted us while we were on stream, and he's talking about the draft guide, and I'm like all sorts of excited and ready to ramp up and start looking at stuff. It's hard for me not to like.
Go on. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's hard for me not that I'm like rooting for a tank or anything, but like I'm very much looking at the draft. Like whatever happens the rest of the season, I'm not getting overly invested in a win or a loss. I'm going to be looking for things so that way the arrow is pointing up. That's more my concern by the end of this season. But I am like fully in who are the players this year. We got so many picks. What can we do the most damage with? That's where my head's at.
Yeah, I'm right there. I'm starting to shift a little bit too. But I tell you, for the first time since like mid-season last year, I'm actually excited for the Jets again. Like I'm going to tell you guys right now, for every live stream, everything I've done since mid-season last year, I've been phoning it in. Like I've not phoning, I've been trying to stay engaged.
It's been work.
I love it. It's been work, right, man?
Yeah.
Like this is the first time in a long time that I feel genuinely excited about the Jets and like just this whole process. Like last year's draft, it was like, it was pulling teeth. I would like, all right, I'd carve out an hour. I'm gonna sit down and watch some game tape of some guy. I was like, ugh. Like it was like I had to go fucking put on roof tiles. Like that's how it felt.
He's laying brick out there.
Right.
Labor
That's how
intensive.
it felt, Matt. So now it's like I'm actually excited. I think, look, seeing the moves, because by the way, like as much as I loved Quinnen and Sauce, genuinely, I was feeling that too. Like these guys, like there's just nobody on our team that inspires. You know what I mean? It's just it's like a collection of good players. I didn't feel like they were very teamy, and not blaming them individually per se, but those are the guys with the value. So like if you got to shuffle it up, do it. And like trading Sauce, we talked about it a bunch of times here. Like it's off the table without 2 firsts, right? How many times did we say that? And it was like so unlikely that was going to happen. And not only did he get it, he got A.D. Mitchell, which you can say whatever you want about the kid. Dude, he's fucking talented, man. And he was a 2nd-round pick for a reason just 10 minutes ago. It's not like he's a 7-year player. It's not Tack McKinley, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? It's not a reclamation project. He's a talented young receiver. And it's like, I don't know what he's going to be, but having that as a throw-in, that's exciting. And I'm really proud of what Muji did. I'm going to call him the Mooj from now on. The
Mouget.
The Mooj, man.
Mouget.
That's right,
Put the
man.
little accent on his name. The panel needs to break the tiebreaker for this bloody knuckles. We are in a dead heat, 50-50, Breece and Will McDonald. 128 votes in. So we are going to start. We're going to give this as much time as we can to work itself out. So if you guys are in the chat, we got over 350 people in this chat right now. We only got 128 votes on the poll question. Vote. Let your voice be heard. Detroit says, I can't give a milk thumb. What the
Milk thumbs.
Milk those thumbs, boys and girls.
Right. I can't get any qualifiers unless you're squeezing the milk thumbs. We got to squeeze them shits. Let's go.
Boys and girls, vote on our poll question. It's in the live chat. Click on it. Matt, could you go to last week's video and get us some timestamp comments?
All right, Green Bean, I have a few for you this week.
Oh, wait a minute. We're already there? What time is it?
Dude, it's 10:01. I just looked up. Time goes fast.
All right. I'm ready for you, Matt O'Leary.
Andrew Grzonka's first up.
Good man.
He's a fellow friend guy. There he is.
Donker Sloot.
Love Mr. Donker Sloot.
Jay Antona, Antona.
Got it.
Pure Imagination. Andrew Ram.
RAM?
RAM. Sing Sing.
Okay.
Wesley Gates. Jason Ratcliffe. Chance Little.
Sounds like our playoff hopes.
Yeah.
Chance Little. Good. Like Yoda would say it.
Yeah.
Chance Little. Playoff chances little. All right, good.
Any more in there, Matt?
That was it.
All right, I'm going to drop one more in here. Let's see who the final qualifier is here. Let's go. Mark Sacchetti, Mr. Spaghetti. All right, there he is. He's trying to get us to do our draft party in Pittsburgh, he says, everybody. That's what Sacchetti's lobbying for right now.
That is a drive.
I said the closest we're going to get to Pittsburgh is probably New Jersey.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, so Mark Sacchetti. So that gives us a round 41.
41, solid round number. Chat, give us, let's see, I want the 10th number that shows up in our live chat. Give us numbers 1 through 41. We're going to pick the 10th number that appears in our live chat. Doom, 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 23.
23, who it be? Where'd it go? Okay. 23 and me is James, everybody.
Hey.
James, yeah, James gets a thing. Maybe he gets a Dick Burger shirt. Let's see what he gets. Oh, he gets a shirt.
Nice. Close.
So,
Pretty close.
James, reach out to us. JetsTalk247@gmail.com or talkinjetshow@gmail.com, and you get yourself a shirt. You can pick from any of the ones on the site, or if you want to be the first one to get a Dick Burger shirt, you get a Dick Burger shirt. Assuming they let us print it. I don't know if the site will let us do that, but we'll give it a try. Why not? Boys and girls, it has been a lot of fun hanging out with you tonight. Let's go around our panel and give our closing thoughts. Bean, any last words?
Yes, I am going to be doing the late show, the After Hours Jets Fest. I got a special guest coming on tonight, another Jets fan. You guys might have met him a couple years ago. He is a professional stand-up comedian, somebody that I call Joe the Comic. He's New Jersey's own. He was a part of my Bag of Nuts crew years ago when I was a comedian. We travel. He's in the porn with me. This is like his name in the porn was Chef Voyardee. Chef Voyardee, everybody. So he'll be coming on the stream tonight. So we're going to have some fun. 10:35 over at Green Bean Jets Fan, right here on the old YouTube.
O'Leary, any last words?
I'll be on with Jeremy tomorrow at 3 o'clock for all the chaos that you could possibly imagine. Come hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Boys and girls, our chat has decided that Breece Hall is going to be our... Nope, that's the 40-yard dash. Where's our... There it is. Hold on.
This week's Bloody Knuckles.
Breece Hall winning 51% of the vote.
Nice.
Boom. Will McDonald in a close second. Boys and girls, we'll be back here next week, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, talking about how the Jets put a whooping on the New England Patriots. We got 3 straight wins in a row coming. Boys and girls, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll talk to you next week. JETS.
Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the pouch. Screw green bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.